Henri Fayol 14 Principle of Management. Henri Fayol is a French mining engineer, author, and management theorist. He studied mining engineering, became a managing director in 1888. He retired in 1918 and later published his book, the book in which the 14 Principles of Management was introduced. General and Industrial Management. At the beginning, the book was published in French, then later translated into English language in 1949. According to Fayol, all activities undertaken in business organizations could be divided into 6 groups. That is financial activities, accounting, managing, security, commercial, and technical activities. Fayol 14 Principles. Division of labor. Work should be divided into smaller and simplex forms. Specialization at work produces more better results with the same efforts and encourage continuous improvements. In organizations, an employee and tasks will be broken down into small parts, and a worker should be assigned to work on a particular department as per their capabilities, skills, and confidence. If an employee was assigned to a particular job that he is best suited at, this will lead him to specialize at a particular type of job, and that will increase productivity and efficient operations in an organization. Authority, the right to give orders and the power to exert obedience. Responsibility should be matched with resource and the power to make decisions related to the use of resource. It will also relate to issuance of obedience. An employee will be given responsibility and to make a decision, that is authority related to the use of such resource. She should share a responsibility so that whatever come up, for example, the success or failure, he will be responsible for the assigned responsibility he have. Discipline, mark of respect for authority, colleagues, and subordinates. Discipline is the application of obedience. The use or means for establishing discipline include good superior at all levels. No business can prosper without disciplines. Discipline is the applications of obedience. All organizational members will adhere and comply to obey the organizational standards, rules, and regulations. Unity of command. Each employee has only one boss. Each employee should report directly to only one supervisor. Dual command is a perpetual source of conflict and confusion. In an organization, only one person, an employee, will report directly to. Unity of directions. One heads one plan for a group of activity having the same directions. A single mind should generate a single plan, and all should play their role in that plan. Everybody in an organization is moving in the same directions. One team, one plan, one objectives. In an organization, all efforts will be directed toward accomplishing the organizational objectives. Subordination of individual interest. When at work, only work seen should be pursued of in a business. The interest of an employee should not power over that of the business. Always, the company goal should be above personal goals. In any aspects, the company goal should come first before any other personal goals or personal preference of an employee. An employee should work toward accomplishing the organizational objectives. Remunerations. Pay should be fair and reward well-directed efforts, not what the company can get away with. Employees should receive fair payments for service that will at least make them meet their standards and at the same time within the earning capacity of a company. And the price paid to an employee should be commensurate to the employee contributions and fair to both the employee and the employer. Remuneration is the application that an employee should receive a fair payment as far as possible and at the same time within the capacity and earning of a company. An employee should receive a fair payment for contribution he gives to an organization. For example, if an employee produces above a standard hours of productions, he will get an additional payment for the additional hours he adds above a production period. Centralizations. Establish effective balance between centralization and decentralizations. Consolidation of management functions, where decisions are made from the top. The degree of centralizations needed must vary depending on the circumstances and counter, such as size, nature, policy, geography, the degree of decision making at the top. In an organization, the whole organizational objectives and the policies will be formulated by the top management. The authority will be given from the top down to the bottom of the organizations, and the responsibility will be held from the lowest of organization to the top. Scala chain, formal chain of command ranging from the top bottom of the organizations like military. The scala chain is the chain of superior ranging from the ultimates to the lowest levels. The example from CEO to managers to supervisors to workers. The chief executive officers are the top management in an organization. They formulate and set the overall organizational vision. And the managers, they carry out the visions, and the rest will get the thing done in an organization. So the rules and authority will come from the top, and the responsibility will be held to those at the lowest of the organization to get the thing done. Order. The right man in the right place to maintain effective social order. All material and personnel have a prescribed place, and they must remain there, a place for everything and everything in place. The principles of order explain that in an organization, everything should have a standard place. People should be in the right place, and every activities material will be in the right positions so that there will be no problems and constant mistakes in an organization. Equity, equality of treatment. Equity results from combination of kindness and justice. The applications of equity require more good sense, experience, and good nature. Justice to whom justice is due. Everybody in an organization will be treated with equal justice. An employee in an organization will follow the standard rules and regulations of an organization, and decisions will be made to treat people fairly and equally as per the laid down organizational rules and norms. Personal tenure, limited turnover, lifetime employment. For good workers, time is required for an employee to get used to new work and succeed in doing it well. Always ensure that he or she possesses the required ability. High turnover is bad. Stability creates loyalty. The management has a responsibility to ensure that as far as possible they discourage turnover from the employee and ensure that an employee, even after leaving a job, the company has a responsibility to see that an employee possesses a required ability that will help him to reach his potential and help him to succeed in life, even after he gets used to a new job. Initiatives, employees should be encouraged to think and take actions, ideas, and thoughts. It also includes the freedom to propose and execute plans. In an organization, the organization should give an employee an opportunity, a power to execute a plan, to think with his own thoughts, and to find a solution to a particular problem. According to Fayol, at all levels of organizational ladder, zeal and energy should be encouraged. Esprit de corps, team spirit, teamwork, and unity are essential for success. This means teamwork, unity is strength. Fayol encouraged managers to build harmony and communications because a united team is always more powerful. Example, we are stronger together. We are united. Fayol encouraged that managers should encourage team spirits in an organization. If an employee feel that he belong in an organization, he feel comfortable, happier, he will cooperate more in order to achieve organizational goals.